Welcome. All right. That's good. All right, let's. All right. Come on. There we go. All right, so everything I think is good. Yeah, it's been a while, for sure. Go back. So I wish I remembered. Yeah. So it's a DnDecember. DnDecember character. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. So I rolled dice, and it gave me human, barbarian, and then the trait was, I think, thick. It was weird. That one was kind of. You could take that a few ways, I guess, but. Yeah, D&D character. All right, so we've got. All right, so we need to do. Okay, so we can press some of this stuff. Let's do. There we go. Okay, so let's just combine everything. New layer. Where'd it go? Merge. New layer. All right. I do remember that. I still have not. I need to. Definitely looks tasty and fun, but I just haven't gotten around to it. My apologies. Let's see. I still haven't gotten around to it. Yep. Let's see where. Okay, let's do the wrist. I need to shrink the show a little bit. Yeah, it's 10. Yeah, no, it's just one of those things. Where I was living, there wasn't really a place, I don't think. Now I need to figure out if there's a good place near me. I think like, what is it now? Been a couple months, like 6 or 7, I think. Okay, that's better. Pretty sure I work for this too. I know there's a rule. I'm gonna go ahead and start it. Yeah, I'm gonna pray. Sure. I have the Discord. I think it's in the I think it's on my channel in like the description until I change it later, but yeah, totally. Happy to look at whatever you want to show me. Just Instagram and Twitter. You could also, yeah, check out my Instagram or Blue Sky or Twitter or whatever. I thought I put it on there, but maybe not. It might just be in the YouTube description of the live. But But yes, I would be happy to look at stuff. Is what I was trying to get at. This one will do. Leather straps rather than go. I think. All right. Now, let's see. Let's get in here. Definitely have a thicker bit. Side is going to go under, so we don't really need to worry about it. Like that now. So, have you been keeping up with the art and stuff? Yeah, that's good. It's also fine if you haven't. I had a good like 2 years where I didn't do anything. Just because I was kind of burnt from school. Once I graduated, I just kind of stopped altogether for a while. Which isn't great, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's something that happened. There we go. Oh, that's fine. You don't have to complete everything. That's not a big deal. In a way, it's completed when you stop doing it. Not everyone sees it that way, but I mean, if you go back, then, you know, you just took a long break. And if you never go back, it's finished, as far as that goes. Ooh, I messed that up. I don't. Art and media, I guess. Yeah. I think sometimes, oops, yeah. I think sometimes as artists we can definitely be too hard on ourselves, and that's not great. At least I know I can be. And that's kind of why I started streaming. One was to give me time to have set aside for art in general. The other was it keeps me moving. So even if I don't really care for something I've done, once it's done, that's it. I'm not gonna think about it so much anymore. It just keeps it kind of flowing, I guess. A little bit. There we go. Yeah, I think once we get, oops, wrong layer, we want that up here. I mean, it's going to get combined anyway, but we do want it on the correct layer for now. And that's fine. Oop. I will check them out once I'm finished here. Sometimes, hey, sketching is a lot. That's kind of the foundation of everything, so as long as you're doing something, that's always good. And again, even if you have to take a break and you can't do anything, that's sometimes what you need to do. As someone who had to do that, I will tell you, totally fine. I messed that up right there because I did not fix that before I threw these lines down. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, erase that, and I'm gonna go in and just throw lines on. So because this is kind of like off to the side, I wasn't really concerned, worried, whatever. All right. Cool. I have a great respect for people who can draw like animals. I'm good with skulls and I'm pretty good with people. Animals are hard. The last thing I did before I did this one was a picture of my dog, but that's a little different. I mean, I work off pictures definitely when it comes to animals because I just don't have the anatomy down. But yeah, thank you. It's always easier when you're working from a reference. Always makes a huge difference. There we go. There's a lot of little So now I need to figure out kind of the patterning. It helps a lot. You'll notice a big difference going from like just memory to using references. That part is bad. That this part's kind of correct, but this part needs to be. I'm going to quick. And that's the other thing. I try not to worry about keeping things when I'm working. Okay, so right here, that's not too bad, but then this needs to come down. So that's not too bad. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about if anyone else out there is kind of starting or anything like that, or just need some simple advice. I wouldn't worry about being too precious with anything. Yeah, that's that. Okay, whoops. So, yeah. Like what I'm doing right now, I'm going through and changing something that I've done that technically it was finalized. I wouldn't worry about it. You always have to make adjustments. Part of art. Like his arm looked broken the way I had it. Wasn't correct. And using the reference photo I have, I could see it was wrong. Hey, I mean, if you want, you could post whatever. It's fine. Those are important practices. There we go. Round that out. It's not a super active server, so it's not going to upset anyone as far as I know. To post whatever you want. I mean, within reason. Can't break terms of service and all that, but yeah, it's not. I don't think anyone's going to be upset about you posting like practice and anatomy and whatnot. That's be fine. Back out. And do you do? Yeah. Yep. It helps a lot. Yeah. Especially with the perspective and stuff like that. And as you practice and stuff, like those kind of things will become better. But I mean, it's always helpful to have something to reference. I need to, at some point I need to deal with the face, but I'm not looking forward to it. Just realistically. Let's see. Definitely want to give tattoos. I think through what those are gonna be. I'll probably match some of the patterning. Because gives you an AI overview now. You search. I need that. I want to look for the information I want. Keep it. And I have a actually, which is what each symbol means and what can be simplified, how you can create that in the negative space or with the actual space. Just like a huge tattoo. Spirit. A little bit more. Probably anything, but I do want to start. Okay, that would be under the arm, but apologize, I know that the listening to me. Really simple. Weird. Everything's good here. Right? Okay. Well, I'll start that part right there. Put it on this layer. Actually, no. Let's merge everything that I've done. Nope. Not what I meant. Merge it that way. Okay, so this one is probably going to have to stay separate. Keep it. Okay, let's see. Do. And it creates design in the negative. really tied up in this, I think. I'm gonna let it go here, but all right, well, we're just gonna something. That was a while back. It was before I started streaming. Yeah. It was about 2014, I think. 2014 to 2016. Let's say roughly. Yeah, I definitely took a break during like when we were moving, just because I kind of had to pack stuff up, but yeah, I wanted to kind of up on that back up and that. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, it's pretty close to like every weekend as far as I can try. There are definitely weekends when I skip it because I've got important stuff I need to do, but yeah, I think it's just nice to have that set for myself, so I have time to create something for myself. Like now I have a design job, but obviously that's for other people, but it's nice to have time set aside so that I can create something for myself. And I appreciate that my wife understands that. If we do, maybe we can kind of do that. Oh yeah, I've been married for quite some time. I think 2016. Yeah, 20. Yeah. Okay, let's. There we go. Let's do that. I know where everything is. Yeah. So 2016 we got. Right. I always forget. Yeah, I think it was 16. But it's been a while. And I'm also not great at remembering things. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, pattern that. Whoops. Set up where the patterns will kind of be. One there. Do we want to keep it kind of even? Maybe. Roll it across like that. Okay, so now this one. I'm going to pull that through here. Yeah, we've been married for years. Almost. Yeah, almost 10. Coming up. Pretty wild. This. Oops. Yeah. Definitely getting older, unfortunately. Yeah, we could probably stop it right. Oops, right. Separate there. Okay. So back here. Get in here. Yeah, it could definitely be frustrating. Oops. Should have done it with the merger. Okay, just double checking that that is in fact the. That helps. Cool. All right, so that helps out. Yeah, line art can definitely be difficult. That's why I tend to do it in stages with different layers. That helps me kind of keep the what's the word? Kind of fluidity and keep that fluidity and kind of like carefree nature of more of a sketch line, but definitely doesn't always work. Hold on one second, my part. Okay. All right, so we got that kind of. All right, so we got that kind of set up now. So now I want to put in. Yes. Spear. Oh, come on. I feel like I have a brush for this, but yeah, I don't have the same problem. It's difficult to kind of pin something like that down. Even people who have a pretty distinct style, it's always changing. It's just something that we're always getting new influences, so it is kind of just something that evolves constantly. But there will be parts that kind of stay just the way they have always been, kind of just because they're something that you've always done. It just kind of happens, I guess, is the thing. I still don't really know what like makes something that I do any different than someone who has a similar look to their style. Just kind of is what it is. Okay, so that's not too bad. So yeah, there really isn't anything. It just kind of is what it is. Yeah, I'd say that's probably like the biggest thing is just choices we make. But like I don't think there's a whole lot that I do that's super obvious to me, at least, that makes it something that's easily recognizable as my own, especially like depending on the medium. My style can change drastically, going from digital to traditional medium. Like my skulls and things tend to be very realistic because I just like the way those things look, so I want to keep that kind of realism. And when I'm using references, it's extremely difficult for me to kind of put my spin, I guess, on the way a person looks. So I'll sometimes have to draw parts over to kind of give it more of my own feel. Alright, so we kind of got that. But yeah, it's definitely, there's always something that is kind of unique to you just because of all the influences leading up to what you're doing. It's already really small. There we go. So I want, that's a little too far on those two. Yeah, let's do it like right there. Oh. Yeah. I don't know about that. This is a detail that certainly is gonna be a little bit more, but my overall, I don't put too much into most of the time. This is different because there are like cultural significance to these things that I'm putting down, because I'm borrowing Polynesian art. And there's specific things. This is a 16 by 9 at 300 dpi, I believe. So it's pretty big. Okay, so that needs to kind of shift down a little bit. But it's really arbitrary to me. I should probably change. It depends on what I'm working on. Like if I'm going into something intentionally, I'll have a specific canvas size for what I'm working on. Most of the time the stream is just going to be 16 by 9 because that's a pretty common aspect ratio. But yeah, that's that. So I'm going to see, and because this is at an angle, this is not helping either. It's not helping me kind of get these tattoos right. And yeah, they sit at the same. So what I'm gonna do, let's grab that, copy it, grab it, slide it up. Copy it, grab it, and slide it up. Okay. And back down here. See, what's the layer? Cool. That's on this layer. Wait, use that back because I thought that would be good, but some days, dude, just kill me. That's fine. So I'm just gonna make adjustments as I go. It's something that just happens. Right. Oh my gosh. Dude. Killing me. Alright, let's see. Okay. So go ahead and merge those. Alright, so that's good. Let's go ahead. Close, that'll work, I guess. Okay. Back up here. British shell. Okay. Throw that here. Other side. Okay. Okay, we're making this big. There we go. Down. All right. Okay, so grab that. Copy. So grab it. Okay, so we're just gonna put that and we're just gonna fix it. It's fine. Oops. Okay, so now let's go in here. Rings. Parts we don't need. And on this one, I'm gonna fix that bit right there. All right. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect, that's fine. Technically, you can just do a straight line on this if you wanted to. Yeah. It just kind of depends on how polished I want it to be and how actually I have to combine this. So yeah, it kind of just depends on how polished and oh. Okay, messed that up. That's where it would be. Okay. Yeah, how polished I want it to be, if it's just going to be a sketch or if it's actually a full completed thing. All of those kind of factor in, but if I'm not gonna put shadow and background and all that, like, well, if I'm not gonna do a background, it's a little bit faster because backgrounds are the worst for me and just not very good at them. So it can be real frustrating. We're just gonna copy and paste, grab that, we're gonna rotate it, let's see. Oh yeah, it's gotta go the opposite direction, so that doesn't go. So we're just gonna start with but yeah, so it's just a matter of how detailed you want to kind of be with it. Layer down so I can do this and match these up better, not off. Okay, so let's see right there. Do a problem because we put one more there than we did. We're going to be able to on this side, which is whatever. But now we know. So we can erase this middle bit now. We're just gonna get rid of that one. Yeah, so just depends. Like sometimes I just do a sketch so I can knock it out in one kind of go-ish, where I'll just kind of finish it up on the first part of the next stream. I think I knocked out a couple, like the starter Pokemon starters, Kanto starters. I did in one session, but like as I went through the evolutions of them, they took longer just because they get more complicated obviously as you go. So that's one example of it. Just kind of depends on what you're drawing, painting, whatever you want to call it. In my case, most of the time it's drawing. I would classify it as. I'm spending a lot of time on this tattoo, like I said, because it's kind of more culturally significant than, like, if I was just making up something. So that's a factor in this particular illustration, art piece, whatever you want to call it. So I might finish this one today, I might not. It really kind of depends on how detailed I'm trying to get, and I really need to not get too carried away here. doing pretty good. Kind of for this next. Reads. Just so much you can do with this. It's a little crazy. Trying to that kind of cool. Throw in quote unquote imaginary line. This. Okay. This is a little too much of an A. Let's just go with something a little simple. Basically do this, but not that. Sure. Okay, and we moved too far away from them. There we go. Yeah, no problem. Happy to for advice if it's asked for. Okay. And this helps me know that's there. Okay, that line. That just helps me know that's where that's going. I'm just gonna throw in a dark spot right there. Okay, a bit. that. Could definitely be at her, but this will go straight up to the line because that would make more sense. Why didn't? Alright, so we've got that, and we'll just kind of do the same thing here. Sure. Probably correct. Okay, so that's not too bad, and we take up a lot of space, so we just always do that. Okay, so dun, 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 dun. All right. So we got that in there now. Okay, so that's puffy. Just kind of do So that'll be filled in. Kind of need to do that, I guess. And this will take out most of that. Like a little bit right there. All right. So that kind of finishes that up, which is nice. Good there. This is to be actually that has to be. Okay. Okay, so this part here, I think is only part. Yeah, that's the only thing that's there. So we can do. Actually, we can drop it down again. All right, so then merge those together. Okay, so bring this back. So yeah, once that's all colored in, that'll be pretty cool. That'll be the only part there. All right, you happy with that? Now, I think I actually have to. Don't have to tackle the face just yet. Yeah. Kind of do what I've done already. Oh, that right there. We're gonna get that. Simple lined pattern. I'm sure that was for a reason. I don't remember it. Okay, now go in and bump this up a little bit. Erase the parts. Oops. Come out past. There we go. Okay. Oops. And we'll erase parts of the tattoo and stuff at some point that you don't see. Or I'll put it off to the side and then I'll erase it. I have the full thing still somewhere. Not that I'll be necessarily using this for anything, but I like to keep my references. All right, and then we can do this. Mm. Okay. And go now down here. Shift. Merge. All right. Cool. Saves me some time. One of the things I really like about digital art, the ability to do something like that. This will be solid color. I don't know. Yes, this one. And here. Sure. Match this a little. Right, triangle. Cool. That will work. That back up. And erase out those bits. But no. Okay. Better. Okay. Okay, I think that's all kind of little bits. All right, that's better. I think the only thing left now, pretty much, is the face, but we can kind of, that's way too thick. Left that pretty slow. All right, well, that'll kind of work. I could do that, I suppose, but sometimes All right, so let's see. More of the this is the part that's going to be difficult. Is the eye. That's not too bad. Okay. That I can like. This part can go. Flip it. Slide over. Okay, that's pretty close. Should actually be. Now I want to make this. There we go. A little bit better. Yeah, it should kind of hit the edge of the should be the edge of the eye. I think that looks pretty darn good. Now it's kind of about thickening up some of this. Kind of match a little bit better. I think that kind of matches a little bit better. Oop. I think. Knees right about there. All right, so let's real quick. Let's grab this. Okay, so we'll drop it way down here. Oop. Put that at 34. All right. So now, go right here real quick. Here. right? Cool. I know what it needs to be. That was kind of more of a if we get to the end of this and I haven't done it. Hold on so I can remember. We should be good. So here we go. Got that. So here to here. All right. Okay. So here, let's go here. Yeah, I think that's fine. All right. So all of that, and then we need to invert it. Okay. Now's the fun part. We gotta put everything together color-wise. Get everything with this color to start off. Bottom up. Oh, we need to. Add that little bit that's missing. do. Oops. Yeah, I need to change the line art. Dang it. Right. So this is kind of the point in the process that goes pretty quickly. All right, and then I will do just more. Rope-esque, I guess. All right, here we go. All right, I'll go back and I'll kind of fix a little over spray and whatnot. Let's see, actually tattoos. Go with a darker brown. All right. Drop that down. There we go. Okay. Not gonna be overly concerned with that. Oh, what? Why is that on? Okay. How much is? I need that color to undo that. Okay. Now back. Bye. Nice. I need that. Nope. That is very interesting. Not helpful. There. We'll just use this, I guess. It was working a little bit, but not enough. This is much better. All right, here we go. Okay, so that's good there. Let's grab that color. Right around there. Sure. Richer. Yeah, there we go. right? So I want to do that for that. Add a word. A little bit farther away. Teeth. It's better, I think. Doesn't exactly look like a little rope. Could fix that. Adding a little bit more three-dimensionality. Okay, that's fine. So we could probably do that. Okay, so right around. Yeah, around here, I guess. Definitely add in some lines to show the wrapping. not robe. Be that kind of white color. Oh, yeah. Change power. All right. This to me. This might be a bit too much. Might go with a green. It'll also make a difference when I go in. Change the outline black. Yeah, I don't love that. I think that's what I'll do. I like that a little bit. A little bit. Yeah. On the dollar side. Okay. Well, looks like we're gonna be stopping about here today. Yep. Okay. Use this. Oh, wait. I'm gonna try and finish this. Next time will be kind of just the last finishing touches and stuff. So I'm going to do this, and then I'll change the color of the outline, and we'll call it for today. Not a bad start. Lock those pixels down, black, brush up. Watch my computer get angry at me. Oh yeah, I need to finish that. Makes a pretty big difference when you change that color. My computer is screaming at me right now. And it's coming down again. That's good. Okay. Tattoo real quick. Again. Nope. That's oops. Sometimes I forget about locking the pixels. There we go. Yeah, real quick, I am going to put lettering back in there. Lillian. A separate layer for that. All right. Anyway, that's where we're at. Not a bad start. So we should finish up next time, no problem. Finish up the flat colors and do the little extra bits of line art here and this part here. And we should be all good. Finish up the flats, do the rendering, and call it a day on this human barbarian. But yeah, looking pretty solid. Pretty happy with it. Thanks for hanging out. I always appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And hopefully see you again next time. Live here Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, generally every weekend. And you can know if I'm going live or not if you check out my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, any of those social medias. I post a time lapse of the previous stream before I go live, so that way that kind of lets you know I am or am not. If you don't see that, probably not going live. But yeah, had fun. Hopefully you had a good time. Let your friends know, hey, they like art, come check it out. And thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it, and see you next time.